Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Robin here. Welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite bank stocks in Canada, TD. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys my thoughts on the stock. We're going to talk about prices. We're going to go over the history of TD, and we're going to look at why I think this stock is a very solid dividend stock for anybody who wants to get invested and start investing in Canadian bank stocks. So if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button and make sure you subscribe if you want more Canadian-based investing and dividend investing tips videos. And that's it, guys. Let's jump into the video and let's talk more about TD stock and why I think it's such a good dividend stock right now. Alright guys, what's up? How's it going? We're going to be talking about TD stock today, and before we get into specifically TD stock, I just want to spend a couple minutes talking about bank stocks in Canada. Now, traditionally bank stocks are always pretty solid stocks to invest in, especially the big banks of Canada. And if you are Canadian, you probably know the big banks. You know, there's like the CIBC, there's the RBCs, there's Scotiabank, TD Bank, all those big banks that make up, pretty much anybody in Canada is using those banks, and they're traditionally done really well, and I think they're just good solid banks to invest in. If you look at any ETFs and Canadian stocks, they always usually have those the big banks, and I say any of the big banks you can really invest in and you'll probably be doing pretty good. But today I'm going to pick my favorite one I'm going to talk about, and that is TD. And TD is a bank that I use myself. In fact, I've used most of the banks in Canada, and TD over the past couple years have done really well. I see a lot of people using TD. Their stock has done really well. They've had their ups and downs, and we're going to talk about that as we go through this video. But I think TD is a safe bet. Like, they're a solid bank. They're one of the most well-known banks in Canada, and I've heard good things about them. I enjoy using them, and they do have a pretty good dividend yield we're going to talk about later on. And the price is not too bad right now. So we're going to talk about that as you go through this video. So first thing we're going to talk about is let's go over the maximum years so we can see history about TD stocks. We can get an idea of how pricing works and stuff like that. So you can see TD stock started in 1996, so it's been around for a while, and it started off as $10 US. Oh, this is US right now, so we'll just use the USD for now. So $10 US, about $13 Canadian-ish. You can see that it kind of went up. The funny thing about TD is they've had like really big ups but really big drops. And you can see like when the stock market, this right here is the big crash in 2008. So other than like some little crashes, like little dips here and there, overall TD has done pretty well. Like if the overall market crash wasn't right here, you can see that it would have kept just going up. And then once again, when you get those little dips, like it looks like bank stocks, when things go down, like if you have like an overall market crash, it looks like bank stocks take a pretty good hit, and TD shows that. But they've also showed that in every single case they've rebounded, right? Like right here in 2008 they went down to it looks like their lowest point was about 13 USD, and they went all the way back up to about 40 USD about a year almost two later. So I imagine going into now, like what's been going on recently, like with the coronavirus and stuff like that, this stock I think is going to bounce back up. It's right now it's sitting about 40 USD. It's going to bounce back up to 60, maybe even more within the next year or two. That's my prediction. If anything, history tells us that's probably what's going to happen. And it's a solid bank. I mean, it's not going to go bankrupt. I think banks, especially like a bank like TD, is the last thing that's going to go out. So I think they're pretty solid, and they got a nice little dividend yield that we can talk about a little bit. And we're going to take a peek at the dividend yield, because 5.56 dividend yield is pretty solid. That's a pretty good solid dividend yield, along with these gains, like with these massive gains that the stock has endured over time. It's actually pretty good. Like, and if you look at it right now, if you invest right now in TD at $40 US, you're getting a 5% dividend yield, plus that's going to increase by like 50% to, if it goes up to like 60 or so. I mean, that's not 50%, but you can see within a couple of years you could get a nice little return from TD if you invested right now. And I think I actually hold TD in my investment portfolio, and my main Canadian ETFs, they all have TD in them. A lot of my portfolio, I have TD in both my portfolios. So I think TD is a pretty solid stock, and I think adding it to the mix is definitely a good idea. So let's take a look at the dividends, because I do think this is predominantly a good dividend stock, but also has a good room for growth. So I think it's kind of like in the middle. It's a very good high growth stock, especially with the price right now, but it's also a good dividend stock. And let's take a peek at the dividends, see if we can find a website that's actually going to give us some good dividend information. And we can take a peek at the past dividends. We can see how they've increased over time, kind of thing. And right now we can see that this is a dividend that pays out on a quarterly basis. Quarterly basis pays out a dividend. And right now we're sitting on a dividend yield of 5.17%, payout ratio 8.18%, and annual dividend of $2.24 essentially, for $40 invested. That's not too bad. Like, that's a pretty good yield for a bank stock, and I think that's pretty good. You can see here over time, so right now in a cash value, that's about 50 cents per share. And if we look over time, I'm going to see how much information we have in here. It looks like we don't have a lot of information, but we can kind of see that it looks like they've increased their dividend over time. You can kind of see here that looks like in 2013 they were giving out nice little chunk here of 80 cents. I'm not sure what that's of. Maybe that's like the end of the year payment. So we have 47 cents, 50 cents, 30, 40, 50-ish. You can see like a little bit of an increase, you know, like obviously like if the stock goes down, the dividend's probably going to get cut, and we might see some dividend cuts over the next little while with the stock over the next year. They might cut their dividend a little bit, but that's okay because it's not that much of a cut. And I think overall TD is it's such a good solid investment. Like, I don't think you can really go wrong investing into any of the big banks in Canada. And I think TD is, in my personal opinion, is probably one of the better banks. And I think they're just such a solid stock to invest in right now. So that's my thoughts on TD. I think it's a pretty good stock. It's a pretty good dividend-based stock. I actually haven't added it into my dividend-based portfolio, but I think what I'm going to do is in my next week when I do my dividend investing update, I'm actually going to probably add TD. I might actually buy some single shares of TD, especially after looking at the price. When doing this video, I noticed the price being really low, and seeing that, like, how it's kind of gone up over time. I think this is going to be a good stock, and I'm probably going to buy it next week when I do my dividend investing update. So let me know what you guys think of TD stock. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I also want to mention before I do end this video that I'll link in the description of this video, but I also did some other Canadian stocks. I did a review of Air Canada. I've done a review of Enbridge, so you guys can check out those stock videos if you want. I've also done a few ETFs. I mean, not ETFs, a few REIT ETFs, so you guys can check out those. I'm going to be doing more of these type review individual stock videos, especially Canadian stock videos, because you guys seem to really like this. I think you guys kind of resonate with this, and it also allows me to get more people who are interested in my content, which is based around Canadian stocks, right? If I want to get more people who are Canadian into this channel, since I do investing for Canadians, makes sense to review Canadian stocks. So I'm going to be doing more of that stuff over the next little while. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, and be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think of TD, and I'll see you guys later.